reporting speech. And then in the interrogative sentence, when we have an interrogative sentence, the reporting speech always changing like this. Let me say, when we have, let me say, in the indirect speech, let me ask a question. Ask a question. My dear children, here and in that statement, say, says, and say to, and says to, it is mainly it has been given the competitive level examination, staff selection exam, and intermediate and degree likewise only he has to ask like this. And then 9th class and 10th class and intermediate also he has to ask rarely. He has to ask regularly set or set to. And that competitive level examinations and staff selection commission and degree level when we have a degree level examination students like this only he has to given this is say and says and say to and says to. Okay, and then 9th class and 10th class intermediate level regularly he has to asking and said or said to. Okay, my dear children, interrogative sentence, when we have an interrogative sentence, when you have a statement, a question mark, how it will be changing? Let's me. When you have let's me say, and in the keynote speech, the reporting speech, then let's me ask. And when you have a says or says to, it will be how it will be changing in that speech? Asks and questions. For example, says. Let's me says in that reporting speech. How it will be changing in that speech? Let's me ask. Let's me ask our questions. Okay, dear children. Like that. When we have a interrogative sentence, say or say to. When we have a reporting speech, say or say to. Ask a question, and then says to. Ask and questions, and then when we have a report speech. In that interrogative sentence, said or said to. When we have a said or said to, the report speech it will be changing in that interrogative speech. Asked or questioned. Asked or questioned. And then interrogative sentence, there are two types. The first one is yes or no type question, and second one is WH questions. Okay. First one is yes or no type question. And second one is WH questions. Likewise, only you are understanding, but interrogative sentence. And then imperative sentence. Imperative sentence. You will see that imperative sentence, dear children. Okay. Imperative sentence. What is that? Starting with the V1 and ending with the full stop. For example, open the door. Open the door. Full stop. Open the door. Here, the report speech, when we have a imperative sentence means starting with the V1 and ending with the full stop. Imperative sentence starting with the V1 and ending with the full stop. When we have a report speech and when we have a imperative sentence, how it will be changing the report speech? Report speech. When we have the report speech, imperative sentence, say or say to. And in that speech, command or order. For example, let me say, open the door. You see the sentence. Let me say, open the door. When we have an imperative sentence, how it will be changing report speech and inner speech? Let me command. Let me command or order. Let me command and order. Dear children, I am going to explain only this part only. When we have the sentence reported speech, the statement reported speech, the statement reported spouse the statement. When we have a reported spouse statement, we have a changing like this say, and when we have a interrogative sentence means ending with the question mark, assertive questions. When we have interrogative sentence, we have to change it like this part, and then when we have an imperative sentence means starting with the V1 and ending with the full stop. When we have important sentence in that reported speech, in that reports, when we have a report speech, the V1 starting with the V1 and ending with the full stop, how it will be changing in our speech? Let me say and let me command and order or request. Okay, order and request. And then when we have a direct speech, says or says to, how it will be changing in our speech? Commands and orders and requests. Commands, orders and requests. And when we have direct speech in imperative sentence, set or set to, commanded, ordered and requested. Commanded, ordered and requested. How it will be changing? When we have a imperative sentence. When we have imperative sentence means starting with the V1 and ending with that full stop. Starting with the V1 and ending with the full stop. And now, are you clear, my dear children? This is the first rule. This is the first rule. I am going to explain only first rule. And then, next, exclamative sentence. Exclamative sentence. Exclamative sentence means what a beautiful flower. What a beautiful flower. Here, my dear children, what a beautiful flower means, how it will be recognized. This is exclamatory sentence. The last one here, exclamatory mark. When we have a exclamatory mark, how it will be changing in the important speech? Like this. When we have a say or say to, in the inner speech, exclaim, surprise or praise. For example, Lakshmi say or say to. When we have direct speech, Lakshmi say or say to. How it will be changed in inner speech when we have the exclamatory mark? Lakshmi exclaim. Lakshmi exclaim. Lakshmi exclaim or surprise or praise, like this. Okay. And when we have direct speech exclamatory mark in the sentence, says or says to, exclaims, surprises and praises. And then said or said to, when we have a direct speech, when we have the exclamatory mark sentence, said or said to, how it will be changing in the inner speech? Exclaimed, praised or surprised. See, my dear children, like that only we are changing that. When we have a statement like this structure, and when we have an interrogative sentence like this structure, and when we have an imperative sentence that is the structure, and when we have the exclamatory exclamatory mark sentence, say or say to, exclaim or surprise or praise, like it only reported speech it will be changing. Okay, my dear children, this is the first rule. This is the first rule. And then second rule. Now I am going to explain second rule, comma. Second rule, comma. Here, this is we are calling the connective word. The connective. Okay. The connective word always when we have a statement in that direct speech. When we have a statement, for example, I am writing your notes. Lakshmi said, I am writing your notes. When we have a statement, what is the connective word? That. Okay. For example, Lakshmi said, I am writing your notes. Lakshmi said, I am writing your notes. For example, here, I am writing your notes. Writing your notes. When you have a statement, what is the connective word? That. Lakshmi said that. Okay. In the third one, we are going to explain the report speech. Okay. When we have that reported speech, the statement in that reported speech, what is that? How it will be changing the connective word? That. What is that connective word? That. And then when we have a interrogative sentence means am I writing your notes? Am I writing your notes? Question mark. Writing your notes? Question mark. When we have a interrogative sentence, what is the connective word? If or whether. If or whether. If it is yes or no question, interrogative sentence two types. Yes or no questions or WH questions. Okay. Yes or no questions or WH. When we have yes or no question, we should be right only if or whether. And when we have in that statement, the report speech, WH question, what we have for example, what is your name? For example, there is a question, what is your name? As it is, what we have to write here. Let me say what. Like that only have to write it. Okay, with that interrogative sentence only. Connective word. And then imperative sentence. What is an imperative sentence? Open the door. Open the door means starting with the viewer and ending with the full stop. What is the connective word in the report speech? The connective word is the to. Connective word is the to. And then next one. And then exclamatory sentence. When we have a exclamatory sentence, the report speech, what is the connective word? That. What is that? That. This is the second rule. First rule, what we have learned the first rule, report speech, how it will be changing when we report speech. And second rule, how it will be changing the connective. Okay, the connective. Okay. See, like this only we are reviewing four rules. Now we are learned that first rule and second rule. My dear children, please watch in this video carefully and observe what I am teaching in that indirect and indirect speech. It was very easy to the understanding. Okay, my dear children, in that next video, and this is the part 1, and the next one, the part 2, I am going to explaining how it will be changing that reported speech. How it will change the reported speech. Here, we are learned today only reporting speech or connective word. Okay, reporting speech or connective word. And next, the part 2, I am going to explaining the reported speech. Okay, my dear children, are you clear, my dear children? Very good. Thanks for watching the today. Thanks for watching. And we'll meet again in that next video, part 2, that is reported speech, or it will be changing that speech and net speech. We'll meet again by tomorrow and that next video, that reported speech. Thanks for watching, my dear children. And who is not subscribe my YouTube channel, please subscribe my YouTube channel and then press the bell icon. Thanks for watching. Thank you very much.